Hi, I'm Bob with Purdue's Manufacturing Extension Partnership. The topic for our first module is how to conduct a Technology Readiness Assessment, or TRA. This is a structured process used to evaluate, implement, and integrate new technology into its operations. For a manufacturing facility, conducting a TRA helps assess the readiness of people, processes, and infrastructure, and the systems to support the successful deployment of new technologies like automation, robotics, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and more. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to conduct a technology readiness assessment for a manufacturing facility. Step 1 is to define the scope of the assessment. How broad of an assessment do you want to have? Is it limited to assessing the use of a specific technology in certain areas of the facility? Or are you looking for a more comprehensive assessment of the readiness of your entire facility to adopt a range of digital manufacturing technologies? If you are seeking a broad-based assessment, you may want to consider using a formal structured assessment process. One of the commercially available formal assessments is called the Smart Industry Readiness Index, or SIRI for short. SIRI is an independent digital maturity assessment for manufacturers. SIRI consists of a suite of frameworks and tools to help manufacturers identify focus areas to kickstart their digital manufacturing transformation. The SIRI framework comprises 3 layers. The topmost layer identifies 3 fundamental building blocks of Industry 4.0: process, technology, and organization. The second layer underpinning the building blocks comprises 8 key pillars, which represent critical aspects that companies must focus on to become future-ready organizations. Finally, the third layer consists of 16 dimensions, which are areas of assessment that companies can use to evaluate the current digital manufacturing readiness of their facilities. The methods and tools include a prioritization process and scoring matrix to help companies identify business areas where improvements will generate the most value. The SIRI assessment needs to be conducted by a certified SIRI assessor, and you can find a list of certified assessors at the following website. The manufacturer, in our case study with Connecticut, partnered with their local MEP center, Constep, to conduct the SIRI assessment at their facility. The process was spread out over the course of 8 weeks, starting with one all-day on-site visit, followed by a series of virtual meetings to gather the necessary information. A detailed summary report was presented at the end of the assessment period, and it highlighted a high-priority opportunity for the adoption of digital manufacturing machine monitoring technology to improve shop floor and business enterprise level intelligence. When it comes to defining the assessment scope, you may want to focus only on a specific process or technology instead of the entire organization. In this situation, it's advisable to utilize a consultant with expertise in your industry or with the specific type of technology you want to deploy. Research how that technology is used in a manufacturing setting by talking with experts and viewing case studies of other companies who have already deployed the technology. Next, determine which departments will be included in the assessment, like production, logistics, or maintenance. Then, define the time frame for the TRA, including deadlines for gathering data, conducting stakeholder interviews, and presenting the findings. Step 2 is to identify the key stakeholders. To conduct a thorough assessment, involve key stakeholders from various departments, including production managers, the IT department, engineering and automation teams, HR and training managers, operations teams, finance and leadership teams, maintenance teams, and external consultants if applicable for insight into the best practices and market trends involving that technology. Step 3 is to evaluate the current IT infrastructure. Review the existing technologies used in the facility and understand how the new technology might integrate with or replace those systems. Such systems might include legacy systems like MES, Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP systems, SCADA, or other control systems. All of these should be reviewed to assess their integration capabilities with the new technology. Hardware and equipment is also a category for assessment. Evaluate the age, compatibility, and condition of existing machines, robotics, sensors, and automation equipment. Are they capable of supporting the new technology, or will they need to be upgraded? Assess the capacity of the facility's IT network and data infrastructure such as local area networks or LANs, Wi-Fi connectivity, and data storage for the ability to handle the bandwidth, speed, and security demands of the new technology. Review existing data collection and management processes such as data logging, analytics, and reporting. Is the facility able to capture and utilize the data required by the new technology? Determine if the facility has the cybersecurity infrastructure needed to protect the new technology from cyber threats. Consider firewall, encryption, and data security policies. Step 4. Evaluate organizational readiness. Review the readiness of employees and workforce skills to understand the impact the new technology will have on personnel. Assess the current skill level of the workforce. Do employees have the necessary technical skills, such as operating robotics, automation systems, or data analytics software? What additional training will be required for them to successfully use this new technology? Also consider your cultural readiness. Evaluate the organizational culture and openness to change. Is the workforce adaptable to new technology, or is there a resistance to automation and digitalization? Look at training infrastructure. Assess whether there are existing training programs or if new ones will need to be developed. Consider whether employees can be trained internally or if external training providers will be required. Evaluate your workforce size and composition. Determine if there are enough qualified staff to manage the new technology, or if new hires are required, like automation technicians, engineers, or IT professionals. Also, review process and workflow readiness. Examine current manufacturing workflows, including production processes, maintenance cycles, and supply chain management. Are these processes optimized for new technologies, or do they need to be re-engineered? Evaluate how adaptable the existing processes are to new technologies. For example, if adopting robotics, will existing workstations need to be redesigned, or will workflows need to be restructured? Review change management processes and assess your organization's ability to manage technological change. Is there a formal process in place for rolling out new technologies and managing change, or will one need to be established? Support from leadership is key to the success of any project, so be sure to assess the level of buy-in and support from senior leadership. Are the company's leadership committed to investing in the new technologies? Is there a clear vision for the role of technology in the company's future? These are key questions that need to be answered. Step 5. Create a readiness report and action plan. Once the assessment is complete, summarize the findings in a Technology Readiness Assessment report, including strengths and weaknesses. Highlight the areas where the facility is well prepared and areas where readiness needs to be improved. Identify gaps between the current state of readiness and the required readiness to deploy the new technology effectively. Provide actionable recommendations for addressing gaps in technology, people, processes, and infrastructure. Outline a clear action plan with timelines, resources, and responsibilities to address the gaps identified during the assessment. Finally, review the findings with key stakeholders and adjust the action plan as necessary. A technology readiness assessment is essential for understanding your organization's preparedness for adopting new technologies. By assessing current infrastructure, workforce skills, processes, and financial readiness, you can identify potential challenges and mitigate risks, ensuring the successful deployment and integration of the new technology.